What is up, gym rats? It's your boy Waiting to Train. You can see the title so you know what this video is about. We're not going to waste any time. I'm following up on that gym tip I gave you guys the other day. So if you haven't seen that gym tip, go back and see it. Wait till next week's gym tip. I'm going to keep giving you guys tips because fitness is the business. Anyways, we're going to get to this video real fast. This video is titled How to Get Stronger because it's simple. I mean, in theory, it's simple. Like there's 5 broad things you have to do, and depending on, they're like levers. How much you turn them can determine how much results you get. You can dial them back, you can turn them up. It's your choice, but you get the results you get. So like real simple, just to go through them all. It's eating, it's getting enough stimulus, it's getting enough recovery, it's adaptation, and it is time. Really broad. You want to stop watching the video, go ahead. But if you don't stay to the end, you're going to miss this jazz. You're going to miss like the finer details. So, to break down into it, number 1 is eating. You got to eat, first of all. So many people don't eat or they're not eating the right things. Let's just start off simple. A good part of eating is, I'm going to do this in blue, is hydration. I'm going to write this. I don't even know if you can read it, whatever. It's hydration. You got to have enough fluid. You got to have a baseline level of fluid. I talked about this before when you're working out to ensure your hydration is up to standard. If it's not, your performance suffers. You got to have that down. And it's also useful for bodily processes, whatever. Just makes your protein in there, guys. But even still, when it comes to hydration, you want to be drinking water and less sugary drinks. Less stuff with like this added sugar and all these carbs, these empty calories. They can be better put to use in better foods. So when it comes to eating, the first part is hydration. Take a part of what's going down your throat, like the liquid. When it comes to food, we talked about this before, eating more whole, less processed foods, trying to eat healthier, more natural foods, more fruits, more vegetables, more meats. If you can tolerate it, dairy, because being lactose intolerant is a spectrum. So if you're lactose intolerant, you may be able to tolerate certain types of lactose-free milk or certain types, but maybe not like whole milk, whatever. Find what works for you, but whole foods, less processed. You got to eat the right stuff. You got to fuel your body. You got to give your body the energy to go. If you're not eating, you're not giving your body the mass to create muscle. And you're not going to create muscle out of thin air, like I wish, but you got to put the mass on. You got to have the diet food. And even like a bigger part of eating, it's eating to your macros and your micronutrients. Because everyone talks about macros. Everyone knows about protein, fats, and carbs. Real quick, protein helps you rebuild muscle, helps protein synthesis, muscle synthesis. Wow. Carbs help provide physical and mental energy. Very important. Often people like to cut carbs in a diet, but that'll have them feeling lethargic and tired. Don't do that. Don't cut your carbs. Then we have fat, which is like longer form stored energy in the body. It takes longer to digest. If you're going to try and lose weight, that is my suggestion to try and cut first. But this ain't the video for that, so we're moving on. And then after your macronutrients, we have micronutrients. So we got macro and micro. So the micro, I damn sure do not remember them all, but I will just give you like a quick rundown of like the ones I know. I know potassium is important for lifting, magnesium, vitamin K, calcium in like dairy or whole products, iron, wow. The other vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, all these micronutrients, while we don't talk about them, are very essential for like running your body's processes. And they're not always in processed foods, they're in fruits and vegetables. So start reading the labels of your food and start looking what's in there. This is one of those nutrition label advertisements. Like, see what you're actually putting in your body. Look for those micronutrients because it could have your macros, but it might not have your micros. And that could be an important part of that is an important part of your diet. So if you're missing it, you're missing some subjective benefit. So you need mass to grow. You have to eat. You have to stay hydrated with your macro and micronutrients. You got to have it all. That's eating for you. When it comes to stimulus, depending on the type of growth you want and the type of way you've trained, again, I talked about this before. Stimulus is just a simple way of saying the damage we cause in the gym, like stimulating the muscle, that's going to cause us to grow. You got to cause this stimulus in a deliberate and intentful way. Maybe not in the beginning with like a newbie, but once you get into 6 months, a year, you want to start being, applying stimulus in a smart way. What I mean by that is you don't want to go in the gym and just lift everything. You don't want to go in the gym and not have a plan. You don't want to go in the gym and lift three different muscle groups if you don't know why you're doing it. Just because you don't want to do stuff just for the hell of it. Well, eventually you may see a plateau. And if you are seeing a plateau right now, it could be because you're not on the right program. It's not stimulative enough. It's not hard enough. So that's always a very important variable to play around is the stimulus that you are getting in the gym, what you are doing with your time. Sorry guys, I feel like there's something on my foot. Technical difficulties, whatever. The stimulus in the gym, very important, has to be deliberate. There's training for stimulus, or the training stimulus for strength training and hypertrophy. While similar in many ways, does differ. So if you are like lifting 1 to 3 reps and expecting to get bigger, it's not going to happen the way you want. And again, if you're lifting 10 to 20 reps and expecting to get stronger in like your 1, 3, 5 rep max, most likely it's not going to happen the way you want because you're not getting the right type of stimulus. You're not telling your body what you are demanding of it. So that's real simple. Number 3, we're going to skip right to because it piggybacks off of stimulus, is the recovery. I've heard anecdotes of people not sleeping. I myself used to think sleep was for the weak. Oh boy, how stupid was I. You need sleep. Sleep is when your brain recovers, it gets rid of, it processes these chemicals that you have when you're awake and it kind of flushes them out of your system when you go to bed. Sleep is very important. It's when the most growth happens. You kill your muscles in the gym, you go home and recover, you eat, and they really start to heal when you sleep. That's when all that cellular regeneration happens. Whatever, I don't know it down to a T, but I know that sleep is important. I know that recovery is important. I know that planned rest days are important. Not taking days off because it's hard, but taking days off because I've done 4 days of my program, I've done 3 days. I need to rest and recover so I can come back stronger next time. It's being deliberate with your actions and thinking about what you're doing. So stimulus and recovery work hand in hand. If you have too much stimulus and not enough recovery, you will plateau. And if you have enough recovery and not enough stimulus, you won't grow because you'll be healing from not being challenged enough. Make that make sense? So those 2, really simple. We'll get down to 4, which builds off of everything we said, is you have to adapt. So even with your diet, if you gain more pounds, you have to adapt. You may have to eat more protein because you've gained 20 pounds. Or you may have to change up the way you're eating. Adaptation with your stimulus. Again, there's a point of diminished returns, especially like with weightlifting, probably with anything. But you do stuff for so long, you're doing it for so long, and you're working, and you're chipping away, and you're losing weight, and eventually your body says, we're done, we're used to this is no challenge, we are adapted. That is when you see diminished returns, meaning you put more work in but get less results. It's not worth it. That's when you have to bring in adaptation and change what you're doing. And then the cause of stimulus, that's the perfect point for progressive overload. We all know what that is, linear progression. It's gradually using more weight in some kind of scientific, proven, some kind of scheme that makes sense. Some kind of progression scheme that makes sense. So we got wave progression, we got linear progression, we got block periodization. We have all these different ways of getting stronger. You just have to find what works for you and don't be the dead bush. It's like if you're going to the gym and you're not getting sore, if you've been working out for 6 months and you literally don't see a change, like when you look in the mirror, you don't see a change, you don't see a change in the weight room, you don't see a change on the scale, that is when you should probably look to adapting something in your plan and changing it to get you more results. You can only do stuff for so long and it'll get you a result. Oh my God, my voice. Eventually you have to change your method just to, keep it up. And lastly, the last one is time. Thank you guys for your time, that is all. I'm kidding. The time is stuff takes time. The strongest people in this game are the people who have been at it for years. This is all a skill. Strength is a skill. Lifting consistency is a skill. Discipline is a skill. But even what am I trying to say here? It's a skill, and it takes time to build. It takes time for results to build. You look at a pound of meat. I heard someone say this. Look at a pound of ground beef. Like, look at it. And then look at you. Like, do you really think just because the scale went up 1 or 2 pounds in a couple weeks that that's how much like actual mass you're gaining? And like, it may or may not be. It could be water weight. It could be bodily fluctuations. But the point is, you got to really stick to this to see results. They don't always happen in the short term. That pound of meat that you were just imagining, that's going to take a while to put on your body. But that's okay, because this is the long game. This is something you do for longevity. It's something you do to feel good. It's great for like seniors. It's great for anybody, but it's great for bone density. It's great to live longer. Who doesn't want to be strong? But so many people get in this, and when they don't see, what is this word? They don't see those instant results. They don't get instant gratification in that first month, those first couple weeks like they wanted. They quit. But like, you didn't get into this situation immediately, and so you won't get out of it immediately. Time is the best thing we have. It's the most valuable skill we have, and spending it in the gym is, first of all, awesome. Don't be a hater, but like, it takes time to see results. It takes time to lose weight. It takes time to build muscle. We all want it to happen faster. Maybe you should hop on. I'm not even gonna say that, but we all want it to happen faster. So it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. Stick to it, and you will get your results. And thank you guys for watching till the end. These are the 5 things you do to have to get stronger. If you like this video, like and subscribe. You want more comment? If you want more content about this, or you hated this, or you have some tips for handwriting, comment down below. And bada doom, bada bing.